All you need to add to make decadent chocolate-flavored crepes is some cocoa powder. However, the kind you select is going to impact the taste. You'll have two options at the store: regular cocoa powder or Dutch processed, also known as dark. Regular cocoa powder is made from 100% cacao, but it's naturally bitter in flavor and more acidic. It's also going to have a lighter color. Dutch processed cocoa powder has been treated with an alkaline solution like potassium carbonate to increase the pH levels. This is going to make it less acidic, darker in color, and sweeter in taste. Here's what the crepes look like using the different kinds. Using the natural cocoa powder, you can see that the crepes are lighter brown color on the surface and a little bit darker on the underside. Using the dark Dutch processed cocoa, the crepes are much darker in color. Let me show you two easy methods to make the batter. A simple method is hand whisking. Add 1 cup of the flour to a large bowl, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. As you can see, it's really clumpy, so I like to sift it first. This step is totally optional, but it just makes it easier to mix all of the dry ingredients together. Add a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. This is about 4 times more than I would usually add in a crepe batter because we need higher sweetness to really balance those bitter notes of the cocoa powder. Add 1/8 teaspoon of kosher salt to enhance the flavor of the chocolate. Whisk everything together. I also have a video and recipe for traditional crepes if you want to make them sweet or savory. I'll make sure to leave a link for them in the notes section. For the wet ingredients to bind everything together, add 2 large eggs. Whisk the eggs so that it's easier to incorporate with the other ingredients. The eggs help create a really thin, delicate, and tender pancake. Whisk in 3/4 cup of whole milk. You could also use 2%. Add 3/4 cups of water. This prevents the crepes from getting too dense and heavy. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla. When the crepes cook, you're going to get a really nice sweet aroma. Make a little well in the center of the flour mixture. Add 2 tablespoons of unsalted melted butter. The fat ensures that the crepes are going to be super tender. Then gradually add in the wet mixture. The goal is to get a really smooth batter. You don't want any lumps. The consistency should be similar to chocolate milk. To ensure that there's no remaining lumps of flour or cocoa powder, I'm going to strain the batter. Use your whisk to just push any of the particles through. The batter is nice and smooth, but you're not quite ready to make the crepes yet. It's important to cover it and let it chill for about an hour in the refrigerator. It's going to allow the starches in the flour to thicken, as well as the gluten proteins to relax. The resting and chilling step is going to yield much more flavorful crepes, and you can even make it 2 days in advance. To make chocolate crepe batter in under a minute, use your blender. To prevent dry spots at the bottom of the blender cup, add the wet ingredients first. 2 large eggs, 3/4 cups of whole milk, 3/4 cups of water, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Next, layer in the dry ingredients. 1 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Add 2 tablespoons of melted butter on top. Blend on medium speed for 40 to 45 seconds. The high-speed shearing of the blender blades is going to create a really nice and aerated batter. However, there's a lot of really big air bubbles that we want to remove. To remove the large air bubbles, just strain the batter. If you leave in the large air pockets, it's going to weaken the batter, making it more susceptible to tearing after you cook it. So do not skip this step. Cover with plastic wrap and chill for an hour before you make the crepes. You can make perfect chocolate crepes without any special equipment. Here are my secret techniques. I prefer to use a 10-inch non-stick pan. It makes it really easy to swirl the batter to create a really thin pancake. Heat the pan over medium heat. Let the pan heat up for about 1 minute. I like to hold my hand over, and once I can feel that residual heat, then it's ready to add the batter. To lightly grease the pan, I like to use about a 1/2 teaspoon of unsalted butter. You could also use ghee, vegetable oil, or clarified butter. To make cooking quick, I like to cut them into little cubes, swirl the butter around, then just use a paper towel to create a thin film. You don't want big pools of butter. You could also brush on some melted butter, but make sure you use a silicone pastry brush. Quickly add a 1/4 cup of batter to the 6 o'clock position in the pan, then tilt it quickly and swirl until you get a beautiful circular shape. You know that your batter is too thick if it doesn't flood easily over the pan. If that's the case, and it feels more like a thick pancake batter, start adding about a tablespoon of water to your batter, mixing and diluting as needed. Once you start seeing the edges turn this light brown color and it looks dry, it's ready to flip over. You'll cook the first side for about 30 to 45 seconds, and then flip it over and cook for about 10 to 15 to set the bottom. Transfer the crepe to a plate. The pan starts to get hotter over time, so reduce the heat as needed to prevent the crepe from burning. The crepes are ready, it's time to fill. If you want to make the crepes in advance, just let them cool down, cover and refrigerate for up to 3 days, or you can freeze them for up to a month. You can reheat them individually in the microwave, covered with a damp towel for about 30 seconds, or on the stovetop over medium-low heat until warm. There are endless ways to customize chocolate crepes. You've got plenty of options. Nutella if you like chocolate and hazelnut, chocolate sauce to drizzle on top, caramel sauce, peanut butter, jam like strawberry, raspberry, apricot, or even orange. Fresh fruit like raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, and sliced banana. Add a crunchy topping with chopped nuts like sliced almonds or hazelnuts, whipped cream, and powdered sugar. Let's make a chocolate and fruit version. Spread on a thin layer of your favorite jam. This is strawberry. Fold the crepe into a fan shape. Fold in half, then into quarters. Make a pretty presentation by overlapping them on top of each other. Now garnish with berries. I have these plump and juicy blackberries. Place some on the corners of the plate. Raspberries, strawberries. I like to slice them in half because the center is really pretty for presentation. And blueberries right in the middle. Add fresh mint leaves for a pop of color. Drizzle on some chocolate syrup. For the finishing touch, dust with some powdered sugar. Delicious chocolate berry crepes. Now that you know how to make these decadent and delicious chocolate crepes, what fillings and toppings would you add? I would love to know in the comments below. Get the full recipe over on my website, jessicagavin.com. See you in the next video.